AI's legal battles heat up, Unreal Fest showcases some mind-blowing new tech, and motion designers have their own version of the Roman Colosseum. It's Motion Mondays. Yay! If you haven't been following along with Simulon's development, you may want to start. Simulon is an iOS app that promises to make compositing a heck of a lot easier. The app automates camera tracking, rotoscoping, color correction, lighting, rendering, and many more things, and is designed for professional artists. Founder Devesh Naidu announced that Simulon will be available to everyone this November and posted some jaw-dropping examples. One of the cool things about Simulon is that because you can shoot footage for it with your phone, the app has access to all of the metadata that the phone records while you're shooting, like phone orientation, depth of field, aperture settings, and it incorporates those automatically, making your composites look more realistic with no effort. Simulon can even exaggerate the depth of field to make scenes seem like they were shot in miniature. And things like the camera's focal point can be automatically matched to the composited renders, making a rack focus possible automatically. At the beginning of this year, we interviewed Devesh on our channel and showed off a lot of really amazing examples from Simulon, and we've been waiting very patiently for this app to drop. Are you excited to try Simulon? How do you think tools like this might change the VFX and motion design landscape? School of Motion's Fall 2024 session kicks off today. As you're watching this, students are beginning their journeys in After Effects, Photoshop, Illustrator, Cinema 4D, design, animation, visual effects, and much more. Pretty much anything you might want to learn in the field of motion design, we've got a course for you. In our one-of-a-kind interactive sessions, you get unlimited feedback on your coursework from professional artists who've been in the trenches. This personalized critique is invaluable for rapid improvement. Plus, you'll earn verified credentials upon course completion, perfect for beefing up that LinkedIn profile. You also get 24/7 access to our community of fellow motion design enthusiasts. It's like having a global network of colleagues at your fingertips. We also host monthly live streams packed with industry insights, portfolio reviews, and much more. There's still a few days left to jump in and join the fall session. We've got some seriously cool guest speakers lined up too. Don't miss this chance to supercharge your motion design skills and potentially change the trajectory of your career. Head to schoolmotion.com for all the details. Our support team is standing by to answer any questions you might have, and we can't wait to see you in class. James Cameron, the legendary director of Avatar, Titanic, the Terminator films, and of course his best film, True Lies,
You're fired.
has recently caused quite a kerfuffle when he joined the board of Stability AI, the creators of Stable Diffusion. As you can imagine, this was a controversial move in no small part because just over a year ago, he was quoted as being concerned that AI tech was a danger to humanity. Now he's joined the board of one of the largest generative AI companies in the world. In an interview with the CEO of Autodesk back in April, Cameron said that AI can fill in the details and enable higher creativity, allowing filmmakers to focus more on high-level structure and concepts and using AI to help make shots more detailed. And that actually sounds plausible to me. Cameron also went on CNBC recently to elaborate on his decision, suggesting that AI could handle the grunt work, freeing up creatives to focus on the big picture.
You know, the way in which we have generated images for Avatar, let's say, and for all the other big visual effects films that I've been involved with has iterated forward for 36 years now. I've been involved in computer graphics and CG imagery. And Gen AI image creation, it works in an entirely different way. And right now there's not much of an intersection set between those two worlds. That's where we want to be.
This is sure to be a controversial take from Cameron, but one cool thing about him is that he really does understand 3D and visual effects. You cannot argue that he's not a visionary filmmaker. So I, for one, am very curious to see how he influences the direction of Stable Diffusion and how future James Cameron movies will incorporate AI technology. What do you think about this plot twist in Cameron's career? Are you excited about the potential of AI in filmmaking or concerned about its implications? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's dive into some killer work making waves in the industry. There's so much talent out there. It's honestly mind-boggling. First up, from Yeti Pictures, there's a new style frame showreel that's pure eye candy. You don't see this very often, and it's a clever solution to a common problem. When you do a lot of design work, especially when pitching concepts, you end up with a bunch of beautiful work that may never see the light of day or get animated. The designs themselves are beautiful and you want to show them off. Yeti put together a style frame showreel, and what's so cool about it is the pacing. They don't hang on any frame for longer than about half a second, but there's a driving music track, a little intro and outro, and it makes the reel, which comes in just over a minute, very watchable, even with almost no animation. It's a brilliant way to showcase their design chops and give potential clients a taste of their capabilities. Next up, we've got a piece from Max Cooper in collaboration with Italian artist Donato Sanzone and others. Their concept was to hand draw every frame of the music video using some 3D artwork as reference. The result is truly unique and fresh. When you've been in this industry for as long as I have, it becomes harder and harder to find things that you haven't seen before. And I'm not sure I've ever seen this before. The frenetic energy, the way things react to the music, and how imperfect everything feels, imperfect for effect, mind you, it's all incredibly captivating. There's obviously some compositing going on here too, but sometimes just putting in an absurd amount amount of work is the way to get a unique result. We've also got a mind-blowing drone show taking place in China with over 10,000 drones. It's apparently breaking some kind of record. We've seen things like this before, but I've never seen anything with this much fidelity. With 10,000 drones, you essentially have 10,000 vertices that can change color, and the accuracy that the drones achieve is kind of mind-blowing. I want to call out that this video is sped up because drones have a maximum speed they can safely operate in these environments, but as they get more advanced, we might be able to do some crazy things with drones in the future. And check out the show notes for this episode to watch our interview from the Hobbs team from a few years back, where they walk through their Cinema 4D setup that they use for drone show work. Lastly, Ryan Turmel's latest reel caught my eye because of the crazy variety of work he's got. There's a lot of analog, quirky feeling mixed media pieces, more traditional looking 2D motion design, some beautiful social media posts, and that's not something I say very often, great typography choices, and a great edit. This reel has pretty much everything you want in a show reel. It's short, to the point, all killer, no filler. All the work we talked about will be linked in the description, so check it out and give these artists a follow. Here's some red meat for people who don't like AI. And I have to admit, this story does make me feel a little bit queasy. Artist Jason Allen, who infamously duped an art contest and won using an AI-generated image, is now suing the US Copyright Office over its refusal to register the image as copyrighted. This case actually has very broad implications for how generative AI can be used in commercial work. If it turns out you can't copyright it, brands will be much less enthusiastic about using generative AI. The piece in question won the Colorado State Fair Fine Art Competition before it was discovered that it was generated using Midjourney, upscaled with gigapixel AI, and then cleaned up in Photoshop. Now, the image is very cool and very striking, but this really calls into question, what is copyrightable? And does it matter if an artist doesn't actually possess the artistic skill to create an image like this using more labor-intensive ways? As you can imagine, the internet does not like this.
Not one bit.
And to be honest, I'm not sure how to feel about it either. Jason is claiming that this image is the result of his vision, 624 different prompts and technical know-how about using AI in conjunction with Photoshop. It wouldn't exist but for his creative vision. However, the image also wouldn't exist without thousands or millions of other artists' creative visions used to train the model. This is a legal minefield, and I, for one, am very curious as to how this case turns out. We'll be following it closely and keeping you posted, but I'm genuinely curious what you think. So please leave a comment below and let us know if you would side with Jason or with the US Copyright Office. This one may go all the way to the Supreme Court. Is AR about to go mainstream? Well, that's what Mark Zuckerberg is hoping. Meta recently unveiled Orion, their first pair of true AR glasses, and there's a ton of pretty incredible technology baked into these glasses. They have, for sure, the smallest form factor of any AR headset we've ever seen. The demo video showcases several examples of the types of experiences you can have with the glasses. There's a lot of power built into them. They can recognize objects that you're looking at using AI, track your eyes, and have a very large field of view relative to other glasses. You can have multiple windows open, similar to the Apple Vision Pro, and you can interact with things that are overlaid on the real world. There's a podcast coming up in a few weeks with the founders of Perception Studio, who told me that some of their projects are really about envisioning what you can do with new technology like this. And so I think artists are going to be leaned on to figure out what types of experiences are even possible and that anyone would want with technology like this. Are you ready for an AR-enhanced world? How do you think this technology could change the way we interact with digital content and the world around us? Let us know what you think about Meta's latest move in the comments. It's time for a quick tip, and this is an oldie but a goodie. I was reminded of it by Hashi from VFX and Chill, who I interviewed recently for an upcoming podcast episode. This is the world's best garbage matte technique for keying green screen footage. Here's how it works. Step 1, start by drawing a large, crude mask around your footage to get rid of any stands, rigging, or anything else that's obviously not supposed to be in the shot. This should just take a few seconds. Next, go into the effects menu and find the insultingly named obsolete section. Use the old color key effect. It's not a good keyer. It's really not a good keyer, but it renders almost instantly. Select a green pixel, then hit Option 4 to bring up your alpha channel view. Increase the color tolerance until you've gotten rid of every single pixel of the green screen. Now, go into the matte section of your effects menu and grab the simple choker. Choke the matte in the negative direction, which is actually going to expand the matte. Adjust until you have a nice band of green around your footage. The advantage here is that now key light or whichever keyer you use only has to deal with a very narrow band of pixels. It's going to make it a lot easier to get a good key. This is a garbage matte, so it's not the end-all be-all. You might need to treat certain parts of the footage separately, like the motion blurred bat, but it's given you a much better starting point. You can learn a ton of tricks like this in our VFX for Motion course, by the way, which is part of our fall 2024 session, so check out the link for that in the description if you want to dive deeper into the world of VFX. We've got a couple of really cool tools to talk about today. First up is AE Relight, 25% off at AE Scripts until October 12th. AE Relight lets you add virtual lights to any scene by creating an AI-generated normal representation of the footage. This is a use of AI that I love. It analyzes your image or your footage, estimates the depth to create a normal map, and with that, you can create entirely new lighting on your footage. This is insanely useful for compositing, and it's something that used to require a ton of manual work to achieve. Now, with the help of our AI overlords, it's one click. Next up, Unity released SpeedTree 10, and new physics-based vines and a new trim tool are featured in the announcement. This is a pretty niche piece of software that gives you procedural tools for generating trees, plants, and other foliage. Most artists will never touch SpeedTree, even once in their entire career. However, if you are working with environments and you need to be able to generate lots of variations of trees or plants, this really is the tool for you. You can even animate the trees and plants, prune them and shape them, and get incredibly natural results. Being part of Unity means that they can run and be rendered in real time. You can, of course, export your meshes and use them in other 3D tools as well. I'm curious if any of you have used SpeedTree or similar procedural foliage tools. Are there other niche tools you think more motion designers should know about? Leave a comment below and share your experience. Easy Ease, a project from our friends at Revi Studio, has entered open beta, and it's like a video game for motion designers. This cool concept lets you sign up for an account and take on a series of challenges, animating shots and uploading them in a competition complete with a leaderboard. It's a clever way to trick yourself into creating cool portfolio pieces and practicing your skills. You can join weekly design and animation challenges or try your hand at their journey mode, which is sort of like a one-player video game, but instead of trying to save the world from mushroom-possessed zombies, you're animating stuff. A lot of times we have to have a ton of discipline and almost trick ourselves into doing spec work to improve our portfolio and practice our skills. This is a really neat idea to give artists an excuse to create something cool. Journey mode features fake briefs to give you something to work with for your entry, potentially resulting in a really good portfolio piece. It's an ambitious project from Revi, and we're all rooting for them. Head to easyease.co to check it out. The link will be in the description, and let us know what you think. Is this the motivation that you need to level up your motion design game? Do you think this gamified approach to skill building could be the future of motion design practice? Time will tell. Unreal Fest hit Seattle last week and featured a keynote, tons of live streams, and a lot of announcements from the team at Epic. Some of the highlights were truly mind-blowing. The team showed off a trailer for a film about musical artist Pharrell's life that's being created in the style of the Lego Movie, all using Unreal Engine. The visual fidelity is unbelievable. Unreal continues to just get better and better, and now major filmmakers are using it. One of the biggest announcements was a new technology called Megalights, a new feature in Unreal 5.5 that enables artists to use orders of magnitude more lights. They're movable, dynamic, with realistic area shadows. They can even light volumetric fog. Most of the demos they showed are built around game environments for obvious reasons. However, for 3D artists in our world, you could see why something like this could be a big deal. There were also some new motion design tool updates for us motion designers, including updates to cloners, the material designer, the operator stack, and a few other things. Our buddy Jonathan Winbush did a really great breakdown of these on his channel. The link to that will be in the description, so go check that out for more info on what's been updated in the motion design tools of Unreal. All of the live streams for the event are available on Unreal's YouTube channel, so go check those out to learn more. Unreal 5.5 looks incredible, and we're building more Unreal training, especially around the motion design tools, as the team at Epic just continues to blow us away. And that's it for this episode. Don't forget, you've still got a few more days to join our fall 2024 session, which is off to a great start. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, then do me a personal favor, click that button so you don't miss out on any news, interviews, or tutorials that we drop every week on the channel. That's it. Have an awesome week.